Let us start with one sum on partnership final accounts. Please look at the sum on the screen. I read the sum for you. From the trial balance as on 31/3/2005 and adjustments, prepare trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet of a partnership firm of Shamli and Mega. You are given the trial balance. In trial balance you are given opening stock, purchases, debtors, cash at bank, rent and taxes, insurance premium, salary, carriage inward, carriage outward, receivable, claim, advertisement, suspense account, furniture, fittings, telephone, deposit, office equipment, bills receivable, bad debts and electricity expense. In credit balance you are given the capital of Shamli and Mega, creditors and sales. Adjustments are closing stock to like 10,000, bills receivable 30,000 received from the creditor which is not recorded in the books. In reference to receivable claim, it was settled for this 4,000 with the insurance company. From the advertisement suspense account, 50% of the advertisement expense are for the current year. Calculate 5% depreciation on furniture and fittings and office equipment by straight line method. That's an important point. 20,000 paid in advance for insurance company. Interest on tender deposit is to be calculated at 12%. A bill of Rs 4,000 was received from a customer, discounted in the bank and was disordered on 31/3/2005. Provide for bad debt reserve as 2% bad debt reserve on debtor. So these are the adjustments. Let us take all adjustments one by one. Let me explain it, then we shall solve the sum. Now, first adjustment, closing stock. Two effects. One, trading account credit side. Second, balance sheet asset side. Next, bill of 30,000 received from creditor which is not recorded in the books. So bill received from creditor is entered in the purchase book, not entered in purchase book. So purchases are unrecorded. We are required to record it. So what's the effect? Add to purchases and add to creditors. So these unrecorded purchases will be added to purchases and will be added to creditors. Now in reference to claim, 4,000 will be recovered from insurance company. Claim is 10,000, 4,000 is recoverable. So 4,000 recoverable amount will appear on the balance sheet asset side and unrecoverable amount 6,000 is a loss that will be debited to profit and loss account. From advertisement suspense account, 50% of the expenses are to be written off. Advertisement suspense account 18,000. From 18,000, 15,000 will be transferred. 50% means 9,000 will be transferred, means debited to profit and loss account, and balance 9,000 of advertisement suspense account will be carried forward in the balance sheet asset side. Calculate 5% depreciation on furniture and fittings by straight line method. Furniture and fittings original cost is 60,000. So far it has been used and its written down value is 46,000. We are required to calculate depreciation by straight line method. In straight line method, percentage of depreciation are applied to the cost. So on 60,000 cost, 5% depreciation percentage will be applied. So 60,000 into 5%, 3,000 is the depreciation. That 3,000 will be deducted from 46,000 on the asset side of the balance sheet, and 3,000 depreciation gets debited to profit and loss account. Same way for office equipment. The return down value is 20,000 in the outer column of trial balance. Its cost is 30,000. We are required to provide depreciation by straight line method. In straight line method, depreciation is calculated on the cost, not on return down value. In diminishing balance method, depreciation is calculated on the diminished value, while in straight line method, depreciation is calculated on the cost. So cost of equipment is 30,000. 30,000 into 5%, 1,500 is the depreciation. that will be deducted from 20,000 and will be debited to profit and loss account. 2,000 paid for insurance, prepaid insurance. From 18,000, 2,000 will be deducted and 2,000 prepaid insurance will appear on the balance sheet asset side. Interest on tender deposit outstanding. Tender deposit has a debit balance of 12,000. 12,000 into 12% for 6 months. Why 6 months? Because from 1st of October to 31st of March 2005. So October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months depreciation, 6 months interest will be worked out, not depreciation. So 12,000 into 12% into 6 months. 720 will be the interest. That interest is recoverable. That's an income of the business. That income is credited to profit and loss account and 720 recoverable amount will be added to this deposit 12,000. So 12,720 will appear on the balance sheet asset side. Bill of 4,000 received from a customer and discounted with the bank dishonored. When the discounted bill dishonored, what happens? We are required to pay to the bank on behalf of the customer who has given us the acceptance. Discounted bill dishonored. So bank went to the customer for recovery of bill receivable. Customer refused payment. We are required to pay that amount to the bank on behalf of customer because we have discounted the bill with the bank. So what is the effect of this adjustment? I pay on behalf of customer, so debtor's balance increases and my bank balance decreases. So two effects of this adjustment: add to debtors, deduct from bank balance. But suppose if it is bank overdraft, then bank overdraft increases, debtors increases. Provide 2% bad debt reserve on debtors. So after adding 4,000 to the debtors, this 2% bad debt reserve will be provided for. Bad debt reserve debited to profit and loss account and deducted from debtors for reporting purpose on the face of balance sheet on the asset side. Now, this is how all the adjustments are explained to you, and the items in trial balance relevant to adjustments are marked with red color. Notice it. Now let us start. This is my trading account, profit and loss account, partners capital account and balance sheet. Here I am not required to prepare profit and loss appropriation account because interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary to a partner, commission to a partner. This type of adjustments are not there in this sum, straightway distribution of profit. So no need to prepare profit and loss appropriation account. That is also an important point to be noticed. I start with the first adjustment. Closing stock 2,10,000. What is the effect? Trading account credit side, balance sheet asset side. Trading account credit side, balance sheet asset side. Next adjustment. A bill of 30,000 received from creditors which is not recorded in the books. So credit purchases are not recorded. So you have to record it. How to record it? Write purchases to the debit side of trading account. Write creditors on the balance sheet liability side. These two things you are required to write from the trial balance. Unrecorded amount is added. So 30,000 is added to purchases and 30,000 is added to the creditors. So my creditors balance will be 1,30,000 and my net purchases will be 8,30,000. This is an important point. This is an error of omission. Now, in reference to the receivable claim, it was settled for this 4,000 with the insurance company. The claim is 10,000. Insurance company is going to pay you 4,000. 6,000 not recoverable. So this is a loss debited to profit and loss account. So this 6,000 loss is debited to profit and loss account, and the recoverable amount 4,000 will appear on the balance sheet asset side. This is how this adjustment is taken care of. Next, from advertisement suspense account write off 50% of the advertisement expense of the current year. Now look at advertisement suspense account is 18,000. 50% thereof 9,000 written off. So amount that you write off is deducted from the balance of advertisement suspense account on the balance sheet asset side. So 18,000 minus 9,000, 9,000 will appear in the outer column and 9,000 amount written off debited to profit and loss account. Advertisement expense. This is how this adjustment is taken care of. Now, next adjustment. Calculate 5% depreciation on furniture, fittings and office equipment by straight line method. Furniture and fittings 46,000 will appear on the balance sheet asset side. Now depreciation at 5% will be calculated on 60,000. So 60,000 into 5%, 3,000 depreciation deducted from balance of furniture and fittings 46 minus 3,000, 43,000, and this 3,000 depreciation debited to profit and loss account. Here the depreciation is to be worked out, is to be calculated by straight line method, and in straight line method the percentages are applied to the cost, not to the written down value. Same way office equipment 20,000 appears on the balance sheet asset side. Depreciation thereon calculated on the cost 30,000. So 30,000 into 5%, 1,500. So 1,500 deducted from office equipment and debited to profit and loss account to it. Now, insurance premium paid in advance. We know this adjustment. Insurance premium debited to profit and loss account. Prepaid amount 2,000 is deducted therefrom. So 18,000 minus 2,000, 16,000 will appear on the debit side of profit and loss account. And prepaid insurance will appear on the balance sheet asset side, 2,000. Interest on tender deposit. Tender deposit is how much? 12,000. We have to calculate interest on tender deposit for how many months? From 1st of October to 31st of March, 6 months. And 6 months interest at the rate of 12%. So 12,000 into 12% into 6 upon 12. 720 is the interest on tender deposit. This is an income. Income is credited to profit and loss account, and the amount of interest due is added to the tender deposit. So profit and loss account credit added to the tender deposit. So total amount collected to be collected in future is 12,720. Notice it. Important adjustment. Now, bill of 4,000 was received from a customer, discounted in the bank, dishonored. As I told to you, the bill is dishonored. We have discounted this bill with the bank, dishonored by the customer who has accepted the bill. Now see, what happens? We are required to pay on behalf of the debtor or a customer. So when we pay on behalf of debtor, the amount becomes recoverable from debtor. So it is added to the debtor's balance, and when we pay, our bank balance declines. So it is deducted from bank balance. So to give the effect of this adjustment, I will write first of all debtors, I will write bank balance. I will add 4,000 to the debtors and deduct 4,000 from the bank balance. So debtors balance increases, bank balance decreases, because I pay on behalf of customer. Now next adjustment, provide 2% bad debt reserve. So this is the bad debts as per trial balance. Bad debt reserve required on 3,04,000 into 2%. So 3,04,000 into 2% bad debt reserve required is 6,080. This is debited to profit and loss account and deducted from debtors. So profit and loss account is debited with 8 plus 6, 14,080, and debtors bad debt reserve is deducted therefrom. So net debtors appears in the outer column, 2,97,920. This is how adjustment for bad debt reserve is taken care of. This is the 9th adjustment that we have taken care of. Now we have to copy the remaining details from trial balance, copy the other debit balances, opening stock debited to trading account, rent and taxes debited to profit and loss account, salaries debited to profit and loss account, carriage inward debited to trading account, carriage outward debited to profit and loss account, bills receivable 12,000 appears on the balance sheet asset side, electricity expense debited to profit and loss account 4,000. Now I'll consider the credit balances. Capital of Shamli and Mega. credited to Shyamli's capital account and Megha's capital account. Sales 12 lakh will be credited to the trading account 12 lakhs. Now credit balances are over. So let us close this trading account to find out the gross profit. Total of credit minus total of debit, we will get the gross profit. Total of credit side is 14 lakh 10,000. From that 60,000, 8,000 and 36,000 deducted. So we get a gross profit of 4 lakh 84,000 that is transferred to the credit side of profit and loss account. Now this credit total minus debit item, we will get the net profit. This net profit will be distributed between two partners, Shyamli and Megha. The profit will be distributed equally between the partners. So 2,99,140. If you distribute equally, the share of Shyamli is 1,49,570 and share of Megha is also 1,49,570. This profit is credited to the capital accounts of the partners. Now I will close the capital balances, and the balance of capital account will be reported in the balance sheet liability side. So what is the capital balance of Shyamli? 2,49,570. Same is the balance for Megha. The capital balances are reported on the balance sheet liability side. This is how balance sheet liability side gets completed. Now have a total of both the sides of the balance sheet. Asset side total is 6,29,140. That is a total of 43,000, 18,500, 12,000, 2,10,000, 4,000, 2,000, 12,720 tender deposit. The debtors net amount reported in the balance sheet 2,97,920. Then cash and bank balance 20,000. Advertisement suspense account 9,000. Total is 6,29,140. And same way total of the liability side is same. This is how this balance sheet tallies. Now in this sum, there are nearly 9 adjustments, practically taking care of majority style, so it's an important sum from examination point of view. Thanks to all of you.